quite a hectic schedule for 28-year-old Abhimanyu Bansal, as his work mostly keeps him away from his love for driving. But he is now looking for something a bit more sporty but still usable in the day-to-day driving conditions. Abhimanyu is confused between the gorgeous Mercedes-Benz CLA and the sleek Audi A3 to meet his need for speed and practicality.
Hi Siddharth, looking for a car that's easy to drive in the city and gives me a thrill on the highway. Extremely confused between the Audi A3 and the Mercedes CLA. Would love to hear your opinion on that.
So Abhimanyu, we've got both the cars here with us right now. I'm going to put both the Audi A3 35 TDI and the CLA 200 CDI to the test. The entry premium segment is hot. So many cars to choose from, and now there are two sedans too. Abhimanyu's choices are both credible, and it's no wonder he is confused between them. Let's look at the cars closely. First, the Mercedes-Benz CLA class. Now, do I really need to tell you that this is the looker of the two? And it's not just because of the fiery red color either. It's got all that aggression with the new styling up front. It's got the sexy frameless doors, really good looking at the rear as well, with a nice, extremely different and very distinct taillight. The doors, they have no frames, like one of those high-end sports cars. The swooping coupe-like roofline that you now also see in the C-Class. A really aggressive snout, part of that styling that's really working for Mercedes-Benz globally. A nice high waistline, this chrome really accentuates the parabola here. And if all of this wasn't enough for you, did I mention, it has frameless doors. Okay, so maybe I haven't told you, the CLA has frameless doors. And this car? Well, it looks like an Audi. And oh, its doors have frames. So that is a clear win for the CLA, which is gorgeous, sexy, and just oozes style. The A3 is attractive in its own right, but plain by comparison. On the inside, the two cars stack up quite well. The cabin of the CLA is definitely the sexier one in terms of its layout and looks. Yes, this car does impress you, and it has a nice young vibe to it. Where it gets let down is not so much in terms of seat comfort or just legroom, but an overall sense of space. Especially sitting at the back, you do feel a little bit cramped. Some of that is helped though by the nearly panoramic sunroof. The CLA's interior mixes colors and materials well to offer a high-end feel that buyers in this segment would definitely look for. Equipment-wise, you get reverse camera and parking sensors. The command system has a great 7-inch screen, a 12-speaker Harman sound system, and the all-important USB Connect interface, where Audi uses a proprietary interface that needs a special Connect cable, which is a pain. Those AC vents are pretty sexy, but otherwise it's kind of drab, in fact very typical Audi territory. So there's nothing in here that makes you go wow, except for the sense of space by comparison. Yes, the legroom is kind of similar, the seat comfort is kind of similar, but better elbow room, better headroom, but a smaller sunroof of course. Those turbine-inspired AC vents are indeed very nice and have a diffused or focused air functionality. The cabin is duller and less rich looking by comparison to the CLAs for sure. Both cars have navigation, though it's standard across variants on the CLA. The two cars are fun to drive given their size, and remember, today we are comparing the diesels only. The CLA drives well, but things aren't electric. It isn't a sensational, exhilarating feel you get from this car, and the real reason is under the hood, because it's a nice stiff chassis, and in fact even the steering is fairly precise, and you get a really nice ride and handling package on this car, something that was accentuated by the CLA 45 AMG, and I've been really impressed with the performance of that car. So we know that the chassis is not where the problem lies. It's just not a punchy electric engine. There is a paddle shifter here. I would have rather had it on the A3, to be honest, because yeah, the gearbox, while it's well mated to the engine, it certainly doesn't exude the kind of sporty feeling that the car otherwise inspires. Driving the A3 is just such a pleasant experience because the car is so precise. The steering, spot on, and handling and overall performance also just so very precise. And I think that's what it is that grabs you about this car, that it can't seem to do much wrong. There's a very slight touch of lag in this diesel engine, but otherwise, it's just extremely satisfying to drive because it does everything you want it to. The prices for the CLA 200 CDI range from 31.5 to 35.5 lakh rupees. The A3 on the other hand starts at 24.5 lakhs and goes to just under 33 lakhs. Petrol variants for both cars are 30 lakh rupees for the A340 TFSI and 35 lakh rupees for the CLA 200 Sport. So the A3 is clearly better value in pricing terms. So what is the verdict between these two? Well, if you want that added sex appeal, you want a head turner of a car, it's got to be the CLA. It's definitely the beauty contest winner. But as you must have guessed by now, on pretty much every other parameter, the A3 bests the CLA. And so the car that wins this contest, in my opinion, and the one I'm also recommending to Abhimanyu, is this one.